Good afternoon, people. I'm back again. People seem to like when I talk about Taiwan, so while I'm here for the next short little while, I'm going to talk about it. Today, I'm going to talk about the healthcare system and my experiences with it. Out for a quiet little walk, just north of Taipei, nice and quiet for you. All right, so here's my experiences. Now, I have a teaching job, so what happens is the government subsidizes a bit of it, and we're on a group plan. So this is pretty typical for most people in Taiwan. I pay about the equivalent of maybe 25 American dollars a month for my national health insurance healthcare. What does that get me? Well, I've been to the hospital a few times. I'll give you an idea of sort of what to expect. Now, dental. If you need a cavity or filling or a cleaning, you can go in. They have a special card for you. It's typically about 10 bucks. Yeah, 10 bucks American. They have clinics all over the city. You can just go into any one. You don't even really have to make an appointment. Just sort of, every few blocks there's a little doctor's clinic, a little dentist place. If you find a cavity, that's covered. So you're looking 10, 20 bucks American. That's with freezing. It's not archaic out here. And you'll get your cavity filled. Now, of course, when you do things like a root canal or whatnot, those tend to be a bit more. And I've had 2 of those. Those are a bit more substantial. What is a root canal? Well, they drill out your root and they got to put a crown on top. That's what costs a bit of money. And I had 2 of them in the last 5 years in the back, lower. I went there 3 times, and with the health insurance, they cost me about 300 bucks, 400 bucks American. Job finished with the crown on top. I think that's pretty damn low compared to Canada. I think you're like 4 or 5 times the amount. So the insurance works really good. And again, I told you, it's about, literally 25 bucks a month American-ish, depending on where you work. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. You'll be on some sort of a group plan that every place has. So it works good. It is cheap. I looked into some quick statistics. Apparently Taiwan only spends like 6% of their GDP on healthcare, so I don't know how the hell they do it. As a reference, I just quickly looked up what Canada spends, and you're looking at 12%, so double. 12 and a few percentage points. So they spend, percentage-wise, half that of Canada and provide pretty damn good service at a lot cheaper rate. I don't know how they do it. Is it magic? Now, in terms of more serious operations, I don't mind sharing this with you. I also broke my arm once. Compound fracture. My upper arm, they had to put a rod in it. 3 hours of surgery. They put me to sleep. I woke up, everything's fine. That was a good 15 years ago. Spent 3 days in the hospital. 3 hours of surgery, and I got my bill. A little more substantial, right? So how much was it? My deductible was about, and I'm not joking, it's about 15, so it was about 300 American. I'm not joking, 300 American with my insurance for 3 days in the hospital and 3 hours of surgery. It's dirt cheap. I mean, it's known as one of the lowest costs. Like if you look up Taiwan healthcare, I'm over by some horse stables. Sorry, I'm just going to digress for a sec if you're wondering what's around me. Just north of Taipei. This is not Taipei City. This is just north. I have a few hours to kill. But yeah, the healthcare out here is amazingly great and cheap. I don't know, like what I find also in a lot of other countries I've been to, or where I grew up in Canada, is dental's robbery. The price for that stuff is just insane. But here it is practically, I'd even call that free. So it's really good. If you're coming out here and you're worried about the healthcare, now you're like, okay, but Taiwan, the healthcare system, what's it like? Well, I had the same thoughts when I first came out here. It's another country. You always think your country, well, not always, but more of a westernized country might give better quality, but what I found is there's hardly any waits. Like you don't even really have to make appointments in a lot of these small cases. You can be in within an hour just walking down the street. Heck, everybody's a doctor or an engineer out here. There's an abundance of skilled labor. But they're so friendly in the hospitals, and they're very attentive, very polite. They don't make you feel like you're burdening them. Oh, gardens out here. It's not messy. It's got some sort of gardens. I'll talk about what you're seeing. You're wondering what the heck's going on. Where am I? But yeah, no, they're top notch. I mean, my dentist, this lady, she actually took her dental certificate, whatever it takes to be a dentist, your certification. She took that in America, so she's an American dentist. But she had family here, so she practices here. So essentially, you're getting the same level of doctors or dentists. It's just that there's a connection in most cases. A lot of them will take their training elsewhere. A lot here too. It's high quality. This is a technological, I'm doing this in one take, country. I mean, look at your computer. Probably was made here, microchips, all that sort of thing. Highly skilled. So if you're ever wondering, those aren't like end game type sort of surgical things, and you can look into that. But if you're worried about the level of care, do not. And they're just so damn polite when you're in the hospital. And another strange thing I noticed in the hospital, which is different, it's not such an administrative sort of thing that you'd find in Western countries, was when I was staying in the hospital for 3 days. You know, this wasn't life-threatening. I was just recovering from an arm surgery. They give you an option where if you don't want to, you know, change your sheets or, you know, food and all that, you're allowed to save those costs and just have friends and family come help you out. It's almost like a family type experience in the hospital, which doesn't overburden the staff, and you don't necessarily need somebody doing all that stuff. So there's options even there. It's very, very well thought out, the system. Those are my experiences with the healthcare system here. I have not taken, as I said, major surgery, but I've actually heard stories of people who do come in because it tends to be cheaper. And I would definitely look into that. And if you're worried about, well, it's another country, I don't speak the language, most doctors speak English, and you can do some research. If you needed some major surgery and it's going to cost you an arm and a leg in the States or Canada, contact some people, look into it. You might be able to find yourself an American or Canadian doctor that's simply working here. It'll be half the price, maybe less. I don't know, but I've heard, and I've hopefully never have to have those procedures done. Yeah, get yourself a vacation on top of it. There's my 2 cents on that, and I'll leave it there. I don't know what else to say. You can look into it more. Again, this isn't a thorough video, but it just give you an idea that this is definitely an option if you're needing some medical and it's expensive in your country, to look into it. But at the same time, if you're living here long term for whatever type of job, what is it like? It's not America. You know, it's not Kansas, Dorothy. There you go. My 2 little stories, I guess, or general. Maybe there's 3. I don't know. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the talk. Any questions? I can always look into it. And you have a good day. Come on back. I'm traveling soon, so this channel will be definitely going into travel mode soon. Take you to the top of the road, show you where I am. And I'm out. I'm out of here. Yeah, check out the mountains. A few more blocks. Nice little walk. Another good thing about Taiwan. Bye-bye.